Assalamualaikum and a very good day. So today we are going to move to our next topic, which is chapter 5, CSR and sustainability. So these are our learning outcomes. So number one, we are able to describe what is CSR all about. And number two, we are going to discuss the CSR related with the theories, the types, motivation, and reporting requirement. So according to our LO1, so we are able to describe the CSR. So the first of all, so we have to understand what is the CSR. So this one can be defined as the voluntary activities. This one should be taken by each of the company to operate in the three situations here: economic, for the social and environmentally sustainable manner. So this is they have to focus in the economic, in terms of the social, and relates with also the environmental. All right, and then see the CSR is a self-regulating business. So it means that they the regulate themselves to make sure that this kind of business will help the company to be socially accountable what they did. So they were responsible to the company itself, to the stakeholders, and also the public. So they are really concerned also what will happen to the other side and also to themselves. All right, by practicing corporate social responsibility and also called as corporate citizenship, so the company can be conscious of the kind of impact they are having on all aspects of society, including economic, social, and environment. So it means that here they have not only considers of getting profit. What they did is only focusing on the profit, but also they have to uh, the impact on the other party, the impact to the economic, to the social, and the environment. So they are going to be responsible. And then the corporate citizenship is actually refers to the company's responsibilities toward the society. So what is actually the goal here? To make sure that they have a higher standard of living and the quality of life for the communities that surrounded them, and still maintain profitability for the shareholders. So it means that here what they are going to do is like not only to get the profit for the shareholders and then give benefit to the stakeholders. It can be the employee, to the nation and everything, right? So they are responsible also to the society. And then the other one, they engaged in the CSR means in the normal course of business. So the company is operating in ways that they will enhance the society and environment. So I think that nowadays the company are more alert. I mean that take action on this CSR responsibility. All right. So instead of contributing negatively to it. Okay, and then through the CSR program, so the philanthropy, the volunteer, and also the business can benefit all the society, yeah, while boosting their own brand. So it means that here by they will establish their own brand, so everybody is knowing what they are doing, the business, and also what the other things that they did in order to help the society. And the CSR activities can help to forge a stronger bond between the employee and the corporation. So the employee will feel like they are being the corporation is taken care of them, and then they can boost morale and can help both employees and employers feel more connected with the world around them, and also the employees with the society. And then the more visible and successful corporation is more responsibility. It has to set a standard of ethical behaviors for its peers, competition, and also the industry. So it means that this one can be more visible, that we can see all those the successful corporation, or they already have in the higher ranking, so they will take more responsibility towards the ethical behaviors. Okay. All right, for the LO2, so we are going to discuss the theories related with the theories. So I think that previous topic that you already studied for the stakeholder theory, and then the deontology theory, the fairness, the right, and everything. So you can refer back to our previous chapter. I will touch on a little bit here. So the stakeholder theory. So this one, the organization and corporation should strive to do the right by all the stakeholders, and that is doing so, the organization will achieve true lasting and success. So it means that here they not only consider to the shareholders only, but they have to consider all the stakeholders. So will be the person who will related to the company. So they have the interest on the what is going on. Right, the deontology theory, so it means that here what will be the duties and the responsibilities if they are taking this kind of action. And then they evaluates the ethically of behavior and motivation of the decision maker. So they must be, being responsible what they did. All right, the fairness, it means that here justice to the society, or a fair distribution of society to for the benefits and the burden. So it means that they are going to share equally. It doesn't matter whether the benefits or the burden. So it means that here this is the assumptions that everyone is equal. So the next one is right. So under Milton Friedman, so every corporation was created to serve more than just its two shareholders. All right. All right, now you move on to this one. So there are three dimension here, or important elements here. Number one is related with the community itself, and then the environmental, and also for the economic growth. All right, so we move on to the environmental protection. So I think that everybody knowing that the green environment, now we are focusing on that, and then we have to protect our environment, some sort, like we have to save the trees, replanting the trees, and then recycle the waste. And because of maybe because this kind of waste we are not taking into consideration later on, is going to be burden to the our future generation. And then handling and disposing toxic waste, and then no plastic bag a day. So it means that I think that nowadays in Malaysia we are improving to that, especially in the Klang Valley area. So no plastic bag will be provided. And in the northern area, like our state, it means that it's still based on a certain days. And then measure to protect the environment, water, noise, and air pollution. So it means that we should understand just not throwing everything, and then we have to in our house, in our home. So we have to, use of the recycle bin. All right, and then the community involvement activities. So it means that the community also, they would like to donate, give the sponsorship, and then, for example, adoption of the wild animals, and then planting a certain trees, just like it happened in Selangor. On anywhere, they like, if you pay 100, so this tree is belong to you. So this kind of activities is being going to boost up back our uh, community. All right, so it means that here the employees' welfare. So this is in terms of the employee. So what will the benefit to the employee? So it means that here, for example, we would like to give them the training, the financial and non-financial benefits. So it means that as their employee, as a corporation, they have to look after the financial and non-financial benefits to their employee, because this one will give impact the emotion of the employee if they want to go to work and so on. And then the staff cooperatives, and also the recruitment policies. And then the last one will be the service or product improvement for contribution, such as they will give a high quality product, and then the R&D, the product safety, and then the responsiveness to the customers' complaint. All right, now we move on to the motivation. So by disclosing the CSR, so this one will increase the image of the corporation in their corporate citizenship. And then this one, the other one will be facilitate a better management of the organizations in terms of ethical culture, and also they have gained the support from the stakeholders. And the last one, this one will provide to the employees and others that the corporation CSR. So this one will reduce the ethic risk and enable the taking of ethical opportunities in an ordinary way. Right, now we move on to this one. So this one, by having this CSR, so the company will be more socially and environmentally responsible for the strategic development of the organization. So this is one of the strategic that they can do. So the precious group, consumers, media, and the state and other public bodies pressing organization to become more socially responsible on the three agenda, which is environmental and labor, and also the human right. So this encouragement and active roles played by the government in the CSR. So the government already encourage all the CSR is being doing, and the use of the codes of practice such as the Bursa Malaysia CSR framework. So this one has motivated companies to provide better disclosures in their financial statement. All right, and then they can have a good relationship with the local authorities, and then the company can easily doing their business with the in that place. And then there has been much wider governmental and political interest in the CSR and the business behavior. So this one will give right. So this one will accompany an attention from the NGO and the media. So when the media is taking part, so it means that of course the company will have a better impact in the society. And then by changing the legislation and the consumer pressure, so this one has driven the image of the CSR. So it means that the CSR now is like something which is very important. Right, so smart companies, right? So if they would like to have a leading edge in the future, so they have to, compete with the amended CSR strategy and policy. So this is what we call the part of their unique selling point. So they can get the advantage of the CSR. So this one will increase the affluence. So it means that the CSR will become more relevant in the economy's growth and also the stabilization. And then the other one, this one will have the greatest attention as to fund in the developed countries. All right, they would like to have the stable work and security, provide the luxury of choice and the social responsibility, responsible activism. And then in terms of the ecological sustainability, some sort like the pollution, the waste, the natural resource depletion, the climate change, and also other things. So this one would like to have the, will lead to the CSR discussion and heightened expectation for the proactive corporate action. Is no longer only for the society to take action, but now the company or the corporation also should take the responsibilities. So it is the best interest of the firm to protect the sustainable future for the long-term availability of the resources on which they depend. And then in terms of the globalization impact, so it means that here, so this one will increase wealth and also the power of multinational corporation. And then for the cultural differences, so this one where expectation of acceptable behavior will vary regionally. So it means that from one country to the other country also, they will have cultural differences, but this one also will give the global impact to the corporation and also the society. And then the free flow of information. So this one, by having this one, CSR, so they are easily and affordable communication technologies that lead to the long-term profit. And then the power of the brand. So by having this CSR, so it means that here what they honestly doing the CSR is a way to protect the reputation and also the brand. Right, for the reporting requirements and Bursa Malaysia framework, so this one is the Bursa Malaysia requirement listing 2015. So the Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad has issued this kind of sustainability reporting guide. So this one include the disclosure to be provided by the companies, and then the monthly requirement has been incorporated into the listing requirement of Bursa Malaysia, para 19.9.5 sub 2 and para 29 of the Part A Appendix 9C. Right, so this one through the issuance, so it's a mandatory for the listed companies in the main board, listed companies at the main board, and also the ACE market of the Malaysia. All right, to disclose the CSR in their corporation annual report. So it means that here in the annual report, so it's a compulsory for the listed companies in the main board to disclose the CSR. Alright, the mentioned companies are obligated to include the CSR activities by the listed firms and subsidiaries, or if there are none, so a statement to that effect. Alright. Alright, so next one, the description and activities practices maybe include information in relation to the marketplace, the workplace, community, and the environment. So this kind of activity, it could be in this situation. Alright, so the issuance of the guide is actually to provide relevant information for the listed issuers or listed corporation to prepare their sustainable statement. So it's not to be exhaustive coverage, but it's like guidance for the requirement. And then it is advised that the listed issuers must exercise discernment and diligence when using the guide. So it is left to be voluntary for the companies that are non-listed with some Malaysia on the disclosure requirement. Okay. Alright, so for the Companies Act in 1916, so it introduced a provision to promote CSR disclosure in the form of business review report. So this one, certain companies may incorporate the business review report will be formed part of the director's report. So according to the Companies Act, it will be part of the director's report. Right, for the CCM, so this one called Business Review Report, Guidance for the Disclosure and Reporting. So this is a series of regulatory initiate aims at improving the relevance of narrative report for shareholders and the stakeholders. So this is required by the CCM. And even this one, it is stated that the disclosure is voluntary. However, it is contributed to a major breakthrough in achieving the valuable business disclosure and towards promoting a more transparency reporting. So this one is even the voluntary. So this one, if the company would like to achieving something valuable in the future, so they might have this kind of reporting. Alright, so for the reporting requirements, so this framework have been developed to assist with the involvement of the stakeholders in the corporation, planning and decision, alright, organize corporate activities and report them, and then the audit what the corporation is doing and reporting. So basically they have 4 here, CRG650 disclosure, UNGC, and ISO 26000 guidance on social responsibility. Right, now we move on to the first one, CRG4 disclosures. So this is the requirement or the things that stated over here. So this reporting guide, a cooperative venture of many stakeholders, including professional accounting bodies provide a framework of reporting for CSR's planning, performance assessment, and reporting. All right. So this one provide learning and networking opportunities, report registration, viewing database, and become a dominant hub for the CSR reporting. So there are disclosures that the things that they should do. So general standard disclosures. So the other one is the specific standard disclosures. So for the general, it should be the strategy and analysis, the organizational profile, material aspect and boundary, stakeholder engagement, the report profile, governance, ethics, and integrity. But specifically, disclosures is like for the management approved indicators like economic, environmental, social, and then the labor practices and decent work, human rights, society, and product responsibility. Alright, for the UNGC declared itself to be the world's largest corporate sustainable initiative. So this is initiative from the United Nations, and that is provide a call to the companies to align strategies and operation with universal principles of human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption, and take action that advance societal goals. So its mission to encourage business to be force for good by committing to sustainability and taking shared responsibility for achieve a better world. So this one is focusing on the 10 principles can be divided into a few things: human, labor, environment, and also anti-corruption. All right. And then for the ISO 26000 on social responsibility, so this CSR framework can also be developed in ISO 26000 guidance on social responsibility, which was issued by the International Organization for Standardization. So it means that here, so this one will be issued by the ISO in 2010. So whereas the GRIG14 guideline focus on the reporting model, to ISO 26000 it focus on the nature of the CSR. And then for the ISO here, focus more on the objective of the CSR. So the things that you have to be the topic is number one is scope, terms, definition, understanding the responsibility, social responsibility, principles, and then number five is fundamental practices of social responsibility. All right, so number six is core subject. Number seven is integrating social responsibility throughout the organization. So basically, this is the ISO as the overall objective of the CSR. Alright, so this one for the international framework. So the corporation that embarks the CSR measurement program, so must consider how it will report on performance and whether the report will be internal only or available to the public. So internal reports can take only any form of presentation and should be focused on the program performance objective. And the other one, it would be wise to maintain a watching shared guidance for an aspect of CSR and sustainability report as well as their audit. So brief of the following: GRI, just like we mentioned previously, and also UNGC. So this one, so GRI is a comprehensive G4 sustainability CSR. Right, so the GRI, so inclusive, so they will be a comprehensively reporting on this one. And then for the UNGC, so reporting on the corporate progress in the 10 principles that we see previously. Alright, so continue, and then so this one, the corporate register also provide a database just like stated there. And then the accountability, UK Group has developed AA 1000 sustainability reporting principles that provide guidance on how establish systematic accountability process, and how to assure that the underlying system, process and competencies line up to the AA 1000 assurance standard. And then the other one, like social accountability international, SAI has developed SA 1000, so comprehensive and flexible system for managing the ethical workplace condition throughout the global supply chain. So it means that here these are the international reporting that we have. That's all. Thank you.